Let's be honest, trying to navigate the world of artificial intelligence can feel, well, a little overwhelming. There's so much promise, but there's also a ton of noise and confusion. So today, we're going to cut right through all that. We're going to build a clear framework for how you can actually succeed in this brand new era. But first, we need to start with a hard truth. Yeah, we have to start with a pretty harsh reality check. According to the Rand Corporation, the vast majority of AI projects just don't make it. Over 80%. That is a staggering failure rate, especially for a technology that we're all told is changing everything. And yet, on the flip side, you have brilliant minds like Andrew Ng from Stanford saying that AI is the new electricity. Think about that. Not just a tool, but a fundamental utility, a force that's going to reshape every single industry and, pretty much every aspect of our lives. So what's going on here? How can both of these things be true at the same time? You've got this incredible world-changing promise on one hand and this brutal reality of failure on the other. This gap, this disconnect, is really the central challenge of our time, and it's exactly what we are going to unpack right now. To really get it, we need to zoom out, way out. What's happening isn't just about a few new apps or some cool software updates. We are living through a historic, fundamental shift in the entire global economy. Some are calling it the sixth technological revolution. That's right. The moment we're in right now is on the same level as the invention of the steam engine or the microprocessor. And just like back then, this kind of massive inflection point completely rewrites the rulebook. And when the rules change, you need new frameworks, new ways of thinking, just to keep up. And check this out. This timeline really puts it all into perspective. You see the Industrial Revolution kicking off in 1771, then you move through the age of steam, steel, oil, software, and each one of these completely redefined the world. And then you get to the end, 2020, the age of artificial intelligence. That's us. We are right there, at the very beginning of this new map. So what was the Big Bang moment? What lit the fuse on this new age? Well, it was the arrival of these huge, large-scale AI models. It really started around 2020 with models like GPT-3, but the moment the entire world felt it was late 2022 when ChatGPT just exploded onto the scene. That was the moment machine intelligence stopped being a lab experiment and became an on-demand utility, just like flipping a light switch. Okay, so if we're in a new age, we're going to need a new map. And that's exactly what the EDGE framework is. It gives us a lens, a way to understand the four powerful interlocking forces that are shaping this new reality. And all of them are being supercharged by AI. The four forces of EDGE are exponential growth, disruptive transformation, generative creativity, and emergent behaviors. So let's dive in and break down exactly what each of these really means, starting with the big one, exponential. First up, E is for exponential. The pace of change here isn't just fast, it's accelerating. Our brains have a really hard time with this because we're wired to think in straight lines. But AI progress is a curve that just keeps getting steeper. I mean, look at the complexity of these models. We've gone from billions of parameters to over 1 trillion in just a few years. There is just no historical parallel for that kind of growth. And to put a number on it, listen to this. John Chambers, the former CEO of Cisco, he estimates that AI is advancing at 5 times the speed of the internet's development, and he thinks it'll have 3 times the impact. Just let that sink in for a second. The internet changed everything, and this is happening way, way faster. Next up, D is for disruptive. All of that exponential growth is leading to these huge industry-wide shakeups, and this isn't just a tech story. We're talking finance, healthcare, education, you name it. Whole markets are basically being redefined overnight because AI is fundamentally rewriting the rules of the game. And the people in charge, they see it coming. This data from IBM is pretty telling. An overwhelming majority of executives, 89%, say AI is going to drive product innovation. But look at the other number. 85% say it's going to enable whole new business models. So the takeaway here is, this isn't some far-off future thing. It is happening right now. The third force, G, is for generative. And this one is a really profound shift in thinking. For decades, we've thought about computers as tools for automation, doing the same task over and over, just faster. But generative AI is different. It's a tool for innovation. It can create things that have never existed before, totally new ideas, new lines of code, even new music and product designs. And this is already evolving so quickly. We started with generative AI, which creates all this new content. But the next step, which is already starting to happen, is what we call agent AI. These are systems that don't just create something when you ask. They can actually plan, execute, and iterate on complex goals, all by themselves. They have autonomy. And you can see how this new creative and now agentic power forces us to ask entirely new kinds of strategic questions. Like, how do you even judge the quality of something an AI made? Who owns the intellectual property? And as these systems get more and more autonomous, how do we make sure someone is accountable for their decisions? These are the really tricky, thorny issues every leader is wrestling with right now. Okay, the final force in our framework. E is for emergent. And this one's a little mind-bending, but it's fascinating. Emergence is all about these unexpected abilities that seem to just switch on out of nowhere once an AI model gets big enough or complex enough. A model might be terrible at a certain task, and then you just add more scale, and suddenly it can do it. And as OpenAI's co-founder Ilya Sutskever says, this makes advanced AI fundamentally less predictable. You can't just draw a straight line and guess what's coming next. These new skills can just appear without anyone explicitly training the AI to do them. And that creates both these incredible new opportunities and, frankly, some new kinds of risks. So there you have it. These four massive forces, exponential, disruptive, generative, and emergent, they're all swirling around us, defining this new age. So the big question is, how do you possibly thrive in an environment like that? Well, the answer is about making a shift from bolting on AI to building in AI. See, you can't just treat AI like it's another piece of software you add to your existing toolkit. That's not going to cut it. Thriving on the edge means you have to fundamentally evolve your organization's DNA. We're talking its core capabilities, its strategy, its culture. All of it has to change to truly harness these forces instead of just getting swept away by them. And this slide just breaks down that difference perfectly. On the left, you've got the traditional bolt-on approach. That's where AI is just a siloed tool, probably living in the IT department. Humans set the strategy, and then maybe AI is used to optimize how it gets done. But the AI native approach on the right is totally different. Here, AI is a foundational part of the company's DNA. It's a thought partner, integrated into every single stage of work, from the first brainstorm to the final delivery. So this is the crucial point, the main takeaway. Becoming AI native is about being in a state of relentlessly embedding artificial intelligence into totally new ways of thinking and working. You do this so you can not only survive, but actually lead in this new age of AI. It's not a one-time project, it's a permanent state of evolution. And that brings us to our final question, the one that I really want to leave you with. As you look at your own team, your own company, are you just bolting on AI as another tool? Or are you truly on the journey to becoming AI native? Because the answer to that question will very likely determine your future in this new world.